Welcome to today's lesson on hexadecimal colors. In today's lesson, you will be using hexadecimal color values to change the appearance of an HTML website using CSS code. Now that sounds intimidating, but all the code will already be written for you. All you need to worry about today is the hexadecimal color value. And we'll learn a little bit about that by watching this video. Once you watch the video, I want you to download these two documents over here. We're going to click on HTML document and download, then CSS doc and download. And if we do not already have a text editor, we can get one by clicking this button here. So I click on the link. It takes me to Google Drive. I click the download button, and now the file is in my download folder. Same thing with CSS. Google Drive, download, and it's in my download folder. From here, I'll be using a text editor. For this lesson, I use Caret. If you have a text editor that you prefer, feel free to use that, or follow along with Caret as I walk through the lesson. Once I've downloaded Caret, you'll see a Launch App button. I click on that, and the Caret text editor pops up. You'll notice before, Caret was not down here on the taskbar. Well, for web development, it's nice to have tools easily available. So once I open Caret, I'm going to use two fingers to click, and I'm going to say Pin to Taskbar. Now, even if I close the window, I can get back to my text editor down here. Moving on. Once I have Caret open, I'm going to go File, Open File, and I'm going to find those files I just downloaded. I'm using a Windows machine, so up here, I go to my Downloads folder. If I'm on a different directory, I just find Downloads in my sidebar over here. I will be editing. Okay, I need to change that. Mine says lesson style 1.css. I'll fix that before you download it. But lesson style 1 is not the one I want. So I'm going to make sure that my file is named properly before I open it. Won't need to worry about this, but this is not the file that my document calls, so it won't display correctly. Okay, so File, Open, lessonstyle.css. I do not need HTML open for text editing. I'll only open that one in the web browser today. I have this kind of scary looking code open now. In my web browser, I go back to Downloads. I open the HTML file, and I get this ugly looking page. Now, your job again is to change the colors on this page to where it looks less hideous. To do that, we will be using the values above this line. You see, you should not change the content below this line. Don't mess with this stuff down here. Don't even worry about it yet. We'll go over the syntax of CSS briefly, but again, all you need to worry about is these hexadecimal values right here, right here, right here, and right here. So, if you haven't watched the video already, watch it now. Here I have 3 values, and in the video it mentioned that that's just a shortened version of 6 values. Right now I'm going to change this green bar across the top and down the bottom. Let's see, accent 1 changes the color of the sidebar and the bottom box of the header. I'm going to change that to black. So I want 0 red, 0 green, and 0, 0 for blue. File, save, and now I can come over here and reload my page to see the changes take effect. This is my development environment. Whenever I change something in the code over here and save it, then push refresh, I can see what the effect of my code was. Now, if I made a mistake, say forgot the semicolon, my code may or may not show up correctly. Here it still does, but you need to be careful. So really quick, the syntax, the way that CSS is laid out. You have a selector right here. I'm choosing something called accent 1 from my HTML page. And in these curly brackets, open curly, close curly, in between those, I have an attribute that I'm changing. Here I'm changing the background attribute to a value. The value I'm changing that attribute to is this #000000. That value is hexadecimal code for the color black. So I've changed the value of this attribute, the value of this thingy to black. CSS code needs a semicolon after each line. Within the brackets, you do not need a semicolon after the bracket. Again, you don't really need to worry about that today. As long as the only thing you change is the number, you do not need to worry about the way CSS is set up. Okay, watch the video, view the resources down here if you need to, and get to work. Your job will be to submit a different color scheme using the color palette knowledge you've gained to create an effective HTML color scheme.